Inflation is up yet again. Now, what does that mean to the average person? In this video, I'm going to kind of go into the details of what exactly is increasing from a price perspective, and for the average American citizen, how do we analyze the numbers in order to save money in the next coming months. So this is the website from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. We can see the news here that CPI for all items rises 0.2% in July. This is kind of the press release that they come out with, but I'm really interested in the PDF, which has the pertinent details. So I'm going to click on the PDF, make this a little bigger for everyone to see, and this kind of gives us a summary of what exactly increased. And later on in the pages, we can have detail on the specific items that are increasing or potentially decreasing over the course of the month and versus the prior year. So we can see that CPI index rose 0.2% in July on a seasonally adjusted basis over the last 12 months, meaning comparing to July of 2022, the all items increased 3.2%. Now, this is kind of the headline detail. The government does disclose on a per item basis what exactly is increasing and decreasing. The categories here in this paragraph give us a high-level overview. Essentially, they're saying shelter, meaning rent or someone's mortgage or home, was the largest contributor to the monthly all items increase and accounted for 90% of the increase. We'll go into the details later. In addition, food has increased about 0.2% in July after increasing 0.1% in June. So what we've seen is food prices continue to increase over the course of the year. In addition, energy index rose 0.1% in July. However, as we can see later on, we see a pretty significant decrease from last year. So I'll go into the details starting on page 9 here, which is a pretty complicated chart, and I'm going to walk you through how do I read this. So this is table 1, consumer price index for all urban consumers, July 2023. These are the actual index numbers, but what I'm really focused on is these two columns, unadjusted percent change. The first column here is July 2022 to July 2023. What this calculates is the growth year over year. So in the past year, how did the prices change for these items? I'm also looking at here, June 2023 to July 2023. Essentially, this is a 1 month change, how the prices have changed in one given month. So sort of the first column gives you an overall view of longer term in a year, how the prices moved. And the second column gives you more of the shorter term, kind of the short-term trend of where we see prices going. And then also here you can see sort of the monthly trends from the prior months. So June to July, May to June, April to May. So going into the categories, the detail of what's making up the 3% increase year over year. As you can see, I'll focus mostly on the year over year growth for this 3.2% and looking at the key categories that are driving this number. The first category is food. So food is going up 5% from July of last year to July now. This is obviously very concerning for many people as we see the grocery bills keep rising over the course of the year. However, looking into details can help save you money in that we can target what are the items that are increasing and what are the things that potentially are increasing less or actually decreasing. You can see here the main driver of food at home which is 3.6% percent increase, is cereals and bakery products. So processed breads, processed cereals, these are things that, because of costs for manufacturing have gone up and the labor has gone up, the price for breads, cereals, baked goods have also increased. They've increased 7%. So as you go into a grocery store, keep that in mind, and you can cut down on some of the costs associated with the grocery bill. On the other hand, you can see meats, poultry, fish, and eggs have actually decreased 0.2% over the course of the year. And you can see substantial decreases at the beginning of the year. If you can recall, early this year, late last year, we had an egg shortage, and a dozen eggs would cost about $7 to $8 to $9 a dozen. Prices have gone down and normalized, as well as other meats such as chicken and beef have also gone down. So this is a good thing as you shop for groceries. Now that the prices have normalized a bit, it might be wise to stock up on these types of things. Dairy, there was a time where milk had increased quite substantially. Things have stabilized a bit. You can see that the growth in dairy has only gone up 1.3%. The other item that has gone up quite a bit is beverages. Same with the cereals and processed goods. Beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, have gone up as well, 5.4%. It's costing the companies very little to make these, and the prices are increasing. So it might be wise to cut down on some of the consumption here. The other thing that has gone up, as we all know, is restaurant, so food away from home. If you are eating out, you have noticed that prices have increased 7.1% over the past year. What this doesn't take into account are also tips. You've seen in the news, tips have kind of gone out of control. Minimum 20%, 25%, 30%. So in light of budgeting and keeping our prices in check, eating out less could be an alternative that people can do. Moving to the next section, energy costs have gone down significantly. If you remember last summer, the price of gas went up tremendously and really caused people pain. What we see now is energy prices, mobile fuel and gasoline have gone down 20% year over year. So, I know a lot of families had postponed vacations last year, partially due to the cost it takes to actually do long distance driving. Prices have decreased significantly, and it's a good opportunity to go out and do a day trip or going out to the country. It's something that has gone down, and we should take advantage of that. Similarly, electricity prices have gone up slightly, but it's still something that is a bit manageable. And given the summer has been relatively mild, other than a heat wave the last couple of weeks, we should be judicious about using the AC. The other thing that I wanted to take a note of is vehicle costs. So ever since the pandemic, prices of used cars have gone up significantly, and the supply of new vehicles has gone down. What we see is new vehicle prices still continue to rise, so 3.5% increase year over year. If you're looking to buy a car, used cars might be the way to go. Used car market has stabilized a bit. We see a drop of 5.6% year over year. There was a time in 2021 and 2022 where essentially a 1 or 2 year old used car will cost just as much as a new car MSRP. Things have reduced a bit. I think that's a good opportunity to be in the market again. The big ticket item here is shelter. Shelter costs continue to increase year over year, and there's really no sight of it stopping. Rent costs have gone up 8%, particularly in larger cities. We saw a pretty significant drop in 2020 and 2021 when people moved out of big cities due to the pandemic, where now they are moving back and the rent has gone insane. And some cities, such as New York, double-digit growth year over year. It is, rent is a basic necessity, so there's not much we can do without changing one's life pretty substantially, but it's something that we have to budget, and quite honestly, I don't see this changing over the next year. In addition, owner's equivalent of rent of residencies, so that's mortgages, common fees, taxes, that's also gone up 8%. So even if you were looking to buy a property, it's also going up significantly. Finally, we can see here transportation. It's the summer. People are looking to travel and use their vehicles. We can see the cost to repair vehicles and also motor vehicle insurance here. These have increased quite a bit year over year. 13% for maintenance and repair, particularly driven by supply shortages and labor increases. I know people have felt the pain when repairing vehicles. In addition, insurance premiums have gone up quite significantly, 18% year over year. This is across the board, so even if you are shopping for insurance, it's kind of the same no matter which carrier you go with. So something to keep in mind, obviously for many Americans, using your car insurance, these are table stakes, they're necessities. We have to kind of budget around that and really make sure that we make sure to lower costs where we can in the form of budgeting for grocery shopping, looking to eat out less, etc., etc. On a nice point, airline fares have decreased significantly. Again, after the pandemic, people were looking to travel pretty rapidly. Airfare went up significantly. It's dropped down quite a bit, almost 20% year over year. So you might find a really good deal to fly out somewhere over the next couple of months and enjoy ourselves. The economy is hard, but to keep sane, we have to make sure we enjoy ourselves, take time to ourselves, and make sure that we are content and the mental health is good. So this is a summary of the latest CPI index broken down by the different components. Hope that was helpful for everyone. Until next time, thanks for watching.